Aloha, I'm Josh Mason. I'm here with Brooklyn Red and Chantal Hopper.
I'm Brooklyn Red, and I'm not an ICS major. I am a communications and graphic design major. And I'm from New Mexico, land of enchantment.
All right. That's all?
What else do you
No,
want
that's
to know?
all right.
And I'm Paleo. Woo!
And she's Paleo, all right.
I'm Chantal. I'm from California. I just graduated with an ICS major, humanities and anthropology, and
I'm a vegan.
I'm a vegan.
And you're a vegan. Awesome. Something that should be known is both of you were in the presidency for the Healthy Living Student Association.
Yes.
You were the president. You were the secretary. Yeah. Except for now you're graduated, so you won't be able to be a part of it again.
Yeah,
But But you guys created it
yeah.
this past semester, so that's pretty sweet. You guys were the beginners. Chantal.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, because I actually don't know this. Where did you serve your mission and when?
I served my mission in South Carolina, and I served from 2013 to 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you one of the, did you apply right after the announcement? It sounds like that was, it was right after the night.
Yeah. I was kind of in that first wave, I guess, of younger sisters. So yeah. I was 20 though. I wasn't 19. I was 20 when I first left.
Oh, okay. So you were, okay. You weren't 21 yet, but then they made the change, and so you're like, I'm gonna go. Okay. Cool. And so you're vegan, and that's something that most people know about you.
Well, not really, actually.
Really? Not a lot of people know that?
I mean, people do know, but not like everybody. You don't really
You're not the
want it, but
you're not the stereotype.
people are judgmental, so I don't talk about it all the time.
Really though? Like what? Like what kind of, honestly, what kind of stuff do, when you tell people you're vegan, in what ways are they judgmental? Even if it's something I've done.
No, sometimes people like get defensive right away. Like they'll find out that I'm vegan and they're like, "Why? Like meat is fine." Like, and they think that I'm gonna be one of those vegans that's like, "Oh no, you shouldn't be eating meat. That's terrible. You're a terrible human being." And I don't feel that way, so I'm always like, "No, you can eat meat if you want, but I don't want it." Like,
They think save the animals.
yeah. I mean, I do like animals. I'm for animal rights, but I also feel that, like, my views on animals might differ from someone else's views. Like, I feel like animals have souls and they have, like, spirits and feelings and stuff. Some people don't think that. And so I'm not gonna, like, portray, or, like, project my views onto them. Because if, they don't think that it's wrong to eat animals, that's not my place to tell them that they are wrong.
You should start a blog called Standout Vegan. Because most vegans want to tell everybody and make them be a vegan. Or that's a stereotype. That's a stereotype. That is a stereotype.
Most vegans.
Okay. It's most vegans we all know. Anyways, it's debatable. It's up for question. Well, Brooklyn, I asked her about her mission. What about your mission? Where did you serve? Tell us a little bit about it.
I served in Hong Kong, Cantonese speaking,
Okay.
and it was crazy. It was a very busy mission.
Yeah.
I served in the big city, but for 10 months I actually had the opportunity to serve in the boonies of Hong Kong.
Really?
The countryside, believe it or not.
I didn't know there was a countryside.
Yeah, and it was very interesting because it was right across from mainland China. So I was always tempted to just cross the fields and walk on over there. But I didn't because you could get in trouble.
With the authorities or like the mission?
Everybody.
Oh, okay. Good to know. You are a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide to become vegan and why?
Well, I've been vegetarian for a long time. And that happened, it started when I was like a little kid, and I never liked to eat meat. Like, I just thought it was kind of gross. And I always did love animals, so I was always kind of like, oh, I'm eating an animal, it's so cute, but also this tastes bad. And I just thought, like, the texture was gross. And so I would, like, hide my meat from my parents. Like, they were like, you have to eat or you don't get to leave the table, and I'd like hide it under the table and they'd find it like a month later. Like, it was gross.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Oh my gosh.
But but so that started when I was younger, but I did refuse to eat meat for a long time, but then they like didn't know how to feed me like nutritionally, so they made me eat it. And then when I moved off to college, someone gave me a book about veganism, and so I started reading about it, and it was like the health benefits and like animal cruelty and things like that. And so I was like, oh, I'll just try being vegetarian because I like cheese a lot and I didn't want to give up cheese. And so I did that for a long time, not during my mission, but a couple years before and then a couple years after. And then probably about 6 months ago, I think, is when I decided to just go full vegan, because I was having a lot of stomach problems, and I was like, if I give up dairy, maybe that will help, and if I give up dairy, I might as well just go vegan and give up all animal products. So that's how it started.
So you're a young vegan.
Mm-hmm.
You're a new vegan, brand new. So during your mission though, because if you served in South Carolina, I imagine they had a lot of shrimp, right?
Actually,
or no,
I
is that North
fed
Carolina?
Shrimp a lot.
Oh.
There are a lot of shrimp in South Carolina, but that's like my very least favorite of the meats at all. I hate shrimp. I hate seafood, but shrimp is like the very, very worst one to me. And so I think God was like, okay, I'll only have like 2 people try to serve her shrimp.
Oh.
And so I was very blessed.
Wow.
That's because you haven't had garlic
Lucky.
shrimp at Papa Ole's.
Oh.
That's why you say that.
Even the smell of shrimp, I can't.
No.
I just don't, yeah. But there was a lot of, like, fried chicken and stuff, and if you turn down food in the South, it's, like, really, really rude. So,
Yeah.
I mean, probably anywhere if you turn down someone's food,
Pretty
as a
much.
missionary especially. So,
Yeah.
I just didn't do that on my mission
Yeah,
because
you
I didn't want to be disrespectful.
So, because you're a vegan, you probably get made fun of a lot. Do you get a lot of jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah. How often? Is it from the same people? Is it when you say you're vegan to a new person? What is it like?
There are a few people who like to poke fun a lot, all the time, send me memes like every day. And then sometimes when people find out, they're like, oh, it's so cool, and they'll ask me questions, but sometimes people are like, oh, you're vegan, have you seen that if meat eaters were like vegans video? And I was just like, it's so annoying. Like, people have tagged me in that video like 20 times, and I get more and more mad every time. It's not an accurate depiction of vegans at all.
Listen, I think it's not an accurate depiction of you. But let me know.
No,
I have vegan friends who it's just like every chance they get, they will say they are vegan.
But those are like the extremes.
That's true.
I have a lot of friends that are vegan, and not all of them are like that.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
none of mine are like that.
I mean, it's a stereotype for a reason. It's not what every vegan
Yeah.
does. But it's gonna stand out. I'm gonna remember when someone is being super, what's the right word? Imposing of their veganism on me, more than when I meet Chantal and she
Yeah.
says she's a vegan, does nothing. You know.
Yeah.
Would you say it's more about being vegan is more about the health aspect of eating less of the meats and stuff like that, or would you say it's more about the animal rights aspect?
I think it is a combination for me. I think it's probably a little more about the health, just because I have had a lot of stomach issues and stuff in the past, and I feel like being vegan has helped a lot with that. So I feel like that aspect has been more rewarding, whereas I haven't seen the animal cruelty be lessened because of my actions. So
Right.
I just think like being able to see that my body is feeling better maybe makes it more that way for me. I don't know.
People always ask you where you get your protein. You say it's things like nuts, right? And
Nuts and beans.
beans.
Tofu,
Yeah. People forget that those have protein.
Yeah.
But then what I wonder, are there foods that you can eat as a vegan that you still choose not to, like chocolate and stuff like that?
I try not to eat like a whole lot of sugar, so like there are like vegan desserts and things like that and that you can eat, and sugar is vegan usually, but I mean usually if it's vegan I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I think it's just the dairy that hurts in my stomach, so that's really, like, as long as I'm avoiding that, I'm feeling okay. But yeah, I do try to be, like, a little healthier, but
wow.
sometimes I don't.
For me, it's just listening to my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I feel like this thing makes me tired or it makes me unable to concentrate or focus, then I won't eat it.
Do you feel like being vegan is something that defines you, or who is Chantal really?
I don't really feel like it's, like, I'm not gonna go and say, hi, I'm Chantal the vegan, you know, like, it's not who I am, you know, that doesn't define me. There are aspects of being vegan that you can see my personality in, like compassion for animals, like being wary of my health, like things like that are part of my personality, but being vegan is not. That's just kind of like a result of who I am, I guess. It just kind of happened that way.
So you've done photography, but then you're a humanities and anthropology major. So what's the plans from here on out?
So I have an internship in Vanuatu. I'm going to go there for 2 months in November, and I'll be teaching English to kids there. And then after that, I'll go home to California, and I'm hoping to find a job with refugee work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
I'd
want to work
like
with
to-
refugees.
I'd like to work with helping them integrate into America.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
You're a paleo.
Yes.
Define what paleoism? Is that a word? Wait, Google paleoism. Okay, anyways, you're a paleo, so
Yes.
describe for us what that is, what that means, just, yeah.
So pretty much when people think of paleo, they think of the caveman diet. And so you just think about how people, before food was made, you know how it's made today, and there's GMO foods and all of that. It's pretty much food before that time. And so it's a lot of natural foods, so vegetables, fruits, meat, honey, any nuts, beans, grains, but we don't eat anything that's processed.
I've started seeing some criticisms of sort of these movements that are saying, oh, the all-natural foods, because what they're saying is, well, what you guys don't understand about GMOs and all these processed foods is that this is advancements, like scientific advancements, you know, this is creating it so that this food is healthier for you. Have you heard of any of these criticisms, and if so, what are your response to them?
I've heard quite a few, and like what I said before, it's just a matter of me listening to my body.
Okay.
So if I feel that food is making me depressed again or causing me to have anxiety or just feel sluggish, then I'm not going to eat it. I don't care what people say.
Right.
I just listen to myself and what I think is best for me.
And your body never says, I just want that ice cream.
Oh, it does all the time. Trust me, it's hard.
But you don't listen to it.
It's just, that's the thing that I respect. Oh my gosh. That's the thing I respect about vegans and all these people who do that, is that they have what is the word? Control? Self-control. They have self-control.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think that's awesome. I mean, if they have self-control, then it means they can be able to develop goals for themselves and that they're driven and motivated.
When you tell people you're paleo, 2 questions. Do they know what that is?
No.
No, they don't?
Especially here.
Especially here. Okay, especially BYUH.
If you're in Oregon, they do.
For those who do you also get a ton of jokes, just like what she was saying with vegans? Do people make fun of you a lot or no?
Not really, because they don't know what it is.
Ignorance is bliss.
But they do make fun of me for being healthy.
For being healthy.
Or they think that I'm kind of snobbish for being healthy.
Which is funny though, because then we also look at people who are like super fit and we're just like, oh, we want to be like them. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? And like, you know, how there's this culture of, we value at some point, right, the models and the people who are fit, but then when it comes down to it, you know, we're so quick to make fun of them. What are your thoughts on that?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's insecurities. I mean, maybe people tend to compare themselves to others, so, you know, they tend to joke around about it and everything. But I think it's just, maybe it is something to joke around too, because it's something that's so popular in today's society, and so people just look at it as, oh, you're doing this because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
So different reasons, I guess. What are your thoughts?
I've never really thought about that before. I feel like maybe when when we see these like super fit people like on Instagram and stuff, they're kind of like these idolized, like, I'll never get there, I can't touch them sort of a thing.
Abstract.
Yeah. So when you meet
Perfect.
someone that's like headed in that direction or is there already or is, you know, eating healthy to get there, like maybe you're like, oh no, that's not real, like, because they're this whole other abstract idea, you know. I don't know.
And something that drives me crazy about that is that people really compare themselves to, this kind of gets off topic a little bit, but people really compare themselves to the Instagram models and all that. But I mean, you're not supposed to feel that way. You're just supposed to feel happy with who you are and the body that you have, and just be able to stay in tune with it and know what your body needs. And so, I mean, I'm not like a ripped model, you know, like I have some chub here, like I just and I eat healthy, like it's just, you know, embrace it.
What is it like being like a paleo Mormon or a vegan Mormon? Does your diet influence your spirituality?
Well, I think for me, so I was paleo before my mission, but then it's impossible to be paleo when you go on a mission because you don't want to be rude. Yeah. There were times I would sneak my snacks to my companion, and then she would sneak her fruit to me because she needed fruit. So we were a good balance. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed when I eat healthy is that I'm more in tune to the spirit. I can recognize the spirit better, and like I said before many times during this interview, is that you can listen to your body when you're healthy.
For me, sometimes people like show me, there's like scriptures that say like eat meat and stuff.
Yeah. And the Old Testament scriptures, right? Yeah.
But there's a scripture in D&C that says meat is for times of excess hunger and famine. And I always like quote that, and they're like, well, you know. It's like, I think mine is similar. My answer is similar to Brooklyn's. Like when I'm eating better or eating how I feel like morally and, you know, like personally and like healthy wise, how I feel is right, that's when I can feel the spirit more. It's really it's a very personal thing, you know. If you don't feel like veganism is right for you, then it's not, you know. If you try it and you don't like it,
it's definitely not for me. I'm sorry, it's just,
it's okay. That's
I can't go without cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, but try paleo though. You can eat honey.
That's true. Yeah.
And you can always like cater it to what your needs are. Like if you just want to eat less meat, you know, you don't have to go vegetarian. You don't have to go vegan.
Like not eating fish. That's my thing, right?
You can just do whatever feels good for your body.
And like my main thing is I just can't eat gluten, because if I eat gluten, I turn into a balloon.
We do that again.
All right. So there you go. You can try out a diet, and it's okay if you mess up, even if it's every other diet. Oh, sorry. You can try out a new lifestyle, but it's okay if you disobey it like every other day. Oh, thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for watching. That's it.
It's a wrap.